Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman isn't answering questions about the David Celeste Rivas investigation yet because he says the case has not been turned over to his office. But that does not mean they don't have something. It's been nearly 6 weeks since Celeste's body was found in David's impounded Tesla, and there hasn't been a whole lot of answers or updates from law enforcement. LAPD clammed up so much so that the owner of the home where David was living hired a private investigator to find out if Celeste died in the home. LAPD raided the Hollywood Hills rental home last week, and they searched the place for blood evidence, but there's been no criminal charges filed, and cops haven't even said if they have a suspect. Celeste's cause of death is unclear also, though cops believe Celeste had been dead for weeks before her remains were found. She'd been reported missing by her family in early 2024 from her Lake Elsinore, California home, and was likely 14 when she died. But friends in David's circle say they thought she was 19 years old. LAPD Captain Scott Williams said at the end of September, cops were working with the LA County Medical Examiner to establish Celeste's cause of death, as well as processing evidence. Since Celeste's body was discovered, David has been radio silent, pulling the plug on his tour, shelving the deluxe rollout version of his Weathered album, moving out of the rental home, and receding from the public eye. Let me tell you something, family. And maybe I'm just slow. But if the police found a body, a dead body, in the trunk of my vehicle, I don't think I could just be that quiet. I'd pretty much be out there trying to figure out who the hell did that myself, if I was innocent. Yeah, man. Like, I'm cooperating 1,000%. I know they say, yeah, you gotta be quiet. If they suspect you, you gotta be quiet and turn it over to your lawyers. Yeah, man, I got all of that. But the innocence in me, it would be hard for me to just be silent like that. It would be hard for me to not call a young lady's mother and offer some words of comfort. You know, call a brother, a sister, somebody. Say, yo, man, you know, wasn't me, was not me. This is bad, and according to sources, they got the evidence, and they're only waiting to confirm a piece of evidence, and they are going to make an arrest on David. LAPD and the DA have been quiet publicly, but privately, they're doing a lot of talking. They are chatting it up, and they are preparing to, you know how that go. David, come with us. You don't want to hear that, man. You never want to hear "come with us" right after your name. Come with us. That's trouble. Yeah, family, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I gotta keep it a buck. From the time I first heard about this case, Buddy sounded guilty to me. That's to keep it a buck. The only reason why I do believe it's taken this long is because to make the arrest in the first place is because, you know, what do you do with a runaway kid? You know, the girl had ran away from home several times already. You know, she seemed to come from a troubled home. I saw a video of her cussing and going on in front of her father and all of this stuff. And she probably was 13 at that time. So it seemed like she just come from a troubled home, right? And usually, the authorities, they don't really pay a lot of attention to that. And they don't, unless you're white, they don't really pay attention to nothing you do anyway. If you go missing, you go missing. If you anything other than white, you go missing, you go missing. But especially when it's a situation where you come from a low-income community, and you already have a penchant for running away. Police be like, hey man, wherever she went, that's where she want to be. What we gonna do? We go run, go bring her back. We go get her, bring her back. She's just gonna run away again. So, hey man, call us when a body turn up, and that's what happened. That body turned up. And let this be a reminder, that it's tough out there, fam. It's tough out there, because what do you tell a child who has a troubled home? The house that she lives in, the people that have been tasked with having stewardship over her, her guardians are not creating a safe environment for her. So she feels compelled to leave. And I understand you got those youngsters out there who just want to leave because they want to do whatever the hell they want to do. I got that. But now she seemed to come from really a troubled home. So she leaves to escape that one environment, and she goes into this other environment where she feels loved. And this happens a lot when youngsters are trying to find themselves and they don't have love at home, so they go to the streets, and they mistake companionship for love. They mistake that because somebody said, that's my dog, ride or die, my homie, and all that. They mistake these words of affirmation for love. And love is an action, right? It's not just words, it's action. So ain't no telling what that girl was going through to live in that house with dude. Where else was she gonna go? She had nowhere to go. So when a young person is put in that type of position, and they thinking they with this person that love them, they may be abusing them, but at least they don't do them as bad as their mama or their daddy do them. Sometimes they develop Stockholm syndrome, where over time they develop this positive emotional connection to their captor or abuser as a survival mechanism. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.